What's up people, Nazi over here, and I've got 3 questions for you. Number 1, what goes on 4 legs? In the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 legs in the evening. Number 2, suppose you are playing a game with your friends and then you made a mistake but none of your friends noticed that. Now would you address that mistake, admit to your friends, and risk slowing things down? Or maybe even risk them scolding you? Or would you ignore that mistake so that things can go on and hope that none of your friends find that out? And 3, how many cars can you fit in a football field? If you want to find out the answer to the first question, then stick around because I'll be sharing the answer at the end of the video. The answer to the second question, that's up to you. And the answer to the third question, I'll be sharing with you now. If you want to figure out on your own how many cars we can fit in a football field, pause the video. If not, let's find out. So let's say the length of the football field is 100 meters and the width is 65 meters. And for the car, the length is 4.5 meters and the width is 2 meters. That means for the length of the field, we could fit about 22 cars. Because 4.5 meters multiplied by 22 cars, that would give us 99 meters within the 100 meters length. And for the width, we could fit about 32 cars because 2 meters times 32 cars, we will get 64 meters, still within the 65 meters width. So 22 cars for the length, 32 cars for the width. You'll be the maths. Let's do an estimate. 20 cars and 30 cars. 20 times 30, that would give us 600 cars. How many cars can you fit in a football field? 600. Estimated answer. There you go. And that is the estimated answer for the third question. If you're wondering why I'm asking you these questions, it's because your interviewers will be doing the same. And you want to make sure that when you go for an interview, you come prepared. Because the interviewers might throw you random questions. So anyways, I'll be sharing with you 3 of the many different types of questions that interviewers will ask you. I'll be sharing with you more about hypothetical questions, brain teaser questions, and also other questions. First up, hypothetical questions. Hypothetical questions are questions in which the interviewer puts you in an imaginary situation, or as the name suggests, a hypothetical situation, and then assess how you go about handling that situation. An example is like the question I asked you earlier on, in which you're playing a game and then you made a mistake. Would you admit your mistake and risk slowing things down, or would you ignore it so that things can move on? Interviewers ask this type of questions because they want to find out more and have a glimpse of how you go about navigating obstacles and how you go about solving problems. When interviewers ask you hypothetical questions, they usually present to you questions about situations which are already present in the industry, in the job, or in the school. It could also be possible scenarios that might happen in the near future. So they want to know if you are able to handle those situations. Let me give you some examples so that it'll be clearer for you. Example question number 1. Now imagine what this industry will be like 5 years into the future. Now as a student who's gonna graduate really soon, what do you think you need to do to prepare yourself for the challenges ahead? Example question number 2. If you are the hiring manager for this position, what are the qualities you will be looking out for in a candidate? And then what interviewers will be looking out for is how you go about handling those situations. When you answer hypothetical questions, you do not want to rush through your answers or go straight into the different steps that you would take to handle the situation. Because they are not just looking out for your answer, but they want to know your thought process. That's what they really want to find out. Your thought process, how you navigate through obstacles, and how you solve problems. And that is pretty much how you want to answer hypothetical questions, because you don't jump straight into your answers, but instead share with them your thought process and how you go about coming up with those answers. So that's it for hypothetical questions. And now on to the next one. Brain teaser questions. Let's take a look at two more examples of brain teaser questions. First one, in a day, how many times does a clock's hands overlap? And number two, how many eggs can you fit in a school bus? What? So that's it, brain teaser questions. Remember, there might actually be a right answer and be kind of cool if you actually get it right. But it's not really about getting the right answer so much as it is about coming out with an answer. Let's move on to the third one. Other questions, or as some may call it, special questions. Let me give you some examples of other or special questions so that when I get to the explanation later, it will be easier for you to understand. So now, example number one. How do you explain social media to someone who has been stranded on a deserted island for 20 years? And now for the second example. Something happened to you and you shrunk to the height of this coin. And somehow you're also thrown in a blender. And the blades will start rotating and moving in 60 seconds. What would you do? So those are two examples of other or special questions. And if you actually realize, there is not necessarily a right or a wrong answer, because what they are doing is to test your ability to think on your feet. And they also want to find out if you are capable of an original thought or idea, something that the others have not thought about before you. So there you go, other questions. And if you actually realize there's something common about the three types of questions that I just shared with you: hypothetical questions, brain teaser questions, other or special questions. Because if you actually look at how you are supposed to answer these three types of questions, they not only involve you sharing your final answer, but it is also about sharing how you go about coming up with those answers. So that is a common link between the three types of questions that I just shared with you. And now, as I promised you, the answer to the very first question that I asked you. What goes on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 in the evening? And the answer is humans. Because we will crawl when we were young, and we will walk on 2 feet when we are an adult. And as we approach old age, we would need a cane. So 2 feet plus a cane, 3 legs. Humans. And I know some of you might be disappointed because like, what? Humans? Yes, humans. Alright? And I have a challenge for you now. Here's the mini challenge. We all know the story of Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Now, if Jack and Jill are actually animals, which animal do you think they should be and why? Share your answers in the comments below and let's all find out which animal is the most popular. Thank you for watching. I'm Nazir and I'll see you again.